Hi everyone and welcome. This is Elena and I'm back today with another card using the Hero Arts add-on kit for the August My Monthly Hero called Mewn bag. And I'm just gonna paint a little galaxy here. I'm using the Space Cat and you see little mice around here. I won't be using those. So what I'm doing right now, I'm tracing the circle for the galaxy using the Hero Arts circle framelets. And I'm using pencil. So I'm just holding that. It doesn't need to be perfect, but just to give you an outline. And then I will kind of draw the moon, like trace that smaller circle. So just see if I wanted to check if that cat will fit in there. So I think that will be fine. And I have here a cup of clean water. So now I'll start painting. I'm using the Mijello Mission Gold watercolors, and I'll use four paints, four colors: black, teal blue, like peacock, magenta or like fuchsia, like that purple pink, and then a little bit of opera pink for the galaxy. So I'm just, for this one, I posted another video earlier today, but for this one I was using dry, wet on dry technique. This is wet on wet, and you will see how the colors kind of, as you apply the color, that water that's already on the paper spreads the color, and it gives nice kind of galaxy look without a lot of effort. So I'm just making sure that that circle without the moon in the middle, or you can do that as a planet or whatever you want to be. So then I'm just picking up, I'm starting with the darkest color, and I'm just picking up some, I'm wetting that color in my palette because they're dried. So I'm just wetting that black color, and I'm starting to apply from the bottom and then towards the top of that circle, and you see how the color starts spreading. So I didn't really put a lot of effort. So you see that kind of feathered look on the edges. So now I'm doing the same on the top. I'm just gently putting that color because I want it to be a little bit lighter up there, because I want to create some sort of moon glow, so that the moon in the middle will kind of shine and create kind of a glow. So next I clean up my brush, and I'm going into the teal color, the peacock teal kind of color. It's not really shown on the screen here, you can see it, but I'm just picking it up and I'm doing the same thing. And I'm applying that color in the edge with the black, and I'm going into the black a little bit. And you see how it spreads. So I'm avoiding putting that color around that moon. So I'm adding more blue into the black. And because the color is still wet, the both colors blend together. And next I cleaned my brush, and I'm spreading that around the edges of the moon there. See how you have that lighter halo around the moon that we just created. So I'm just going carefully around that moon. So next I'm adding some water, kind of little water drops, and next I'm picking up some purple, like magenta purple, and I'll apply some of that into the blue. Again, I'm wetting that color so it's not, it's a little bit lighter, then it's not as concentrated. So you can notice here how that magenta starts to spread. Next I'm using a smaller brush to kind of mix that and add some little bit water so that colors flow together. So next I'm getting another clean brush, and I'm kind of defining more that circle line to have nice circle. And I kind of messed it up here on the bottom right. You can see I went a little bit outside the circle, but you will see at the end of this video how I will fix that. So I'm just drawing that circle around with black, and just spreading that because we had black around the perimeter of the circle. So I'm just pulling that black around the line of the circle. So next I'm picking some bright pink like opera pink, and I'm just adding here and there in couple spots. And because, as I said, the colors are still wet on my paper, those flow into each other and kind of blend without any effort on my side. Next I'm adding more water drops, just doing touch and release, drop and release, and that clean water pushes the paint away and gives you like lighter area in the galaxy. So next I'm grabbing a small brush and I'm kind of defining that line around the moon the same way as I did around the perimeter of the larger circle. So I'm just adding a little bit more water here and there because I wanted more lighter areas there. So I'm just picking up some water with some paint with the brush, cleaning it off and picking a little bit more again. Now I'm adding some salt. As the salt dries, as the paint dries, the salt kind of absorbs that paint and gives you speckled look, kind of lighter look underneath. Next I'm applying some rubbing alcohol with a little brush, and you see that it kind of removes the paint. You need to make sure that your painting is not dry or not too wet. It kind of needs to be kind of shiny. So you'll need to experiment if you want to try this method. So those are like spots that I'll be adding some stars. So this is kind of the halos around the stars. And next I'm adding a little bit more water, like with drop and release method. So I think this is good. I'll add a little bit more salt here and there. And because I'm impatient, I decided to heat set it. If you let it dry naturally, the salt will absorb even more of that paint, and you will have better, kind of more noticeable areas underneath. So I'm just rubbing off that salt. I'm just looking how the cat will look there. I'm going back to my paints and I'll paint the moon in the middle. And I'm grabbing some of that teal blue. I'm just painting a few areas. And now I'm using wet paint on dry watercolor paper method. So I'm using almost the same colors I did for the galaxy, but I'll be picking up some of the paint using my paper towel, like that. So I'm just adding a little more paint, and I'm making those edges around like the perimeter of that circle more noticeable, kind of more distinct, so it kind of stands out from that background. So I'm adding a little bit yellow, and I think that's pretty good. Just heat setting it. And next I'm using my Sakura white gel pen to add some stars. Then while I was adding them, I decided to use my little paintbrush and some water to rub off a few more spots for stars from my background. So just using clean water and rubbing that paint off and then numbing it with paper towel works perfectly. So next I'm using some Gansai Tambi white watercolor paint to draw those stars with very thin paintbrush. In my previous video I just used my Sakura gel pen to do those. So I think I'm done with those, and I'm going back with adding more stars with my white gel pen. So you can add as many as you wish. It's completely up to you how you want your galaxy to look like. So I'm just adding a bunch here. And you can notice that the darker line around that moon helps the moon kind of stand out a lot and gives it more of a 3D effect. So I'm going back with the Uniball, but I didn't really like how it looked, so I went back to the Sakura gel pen. So I think that I'm almost done here. So I'll just add a little bit more darker color around that moon. I'm just using very thin brush so I can draw that nicely. Next I'm adding a little bit of water to kind of blend that, soften that edge. So next I'm using the tumble sand eraser to remove that paint where I kind of didn't have a nice circle. So my hand went a little bit to the left there. So that worked perfectly. So you see that I removed that little blob there. So now I'm just adhering my cat, and I decided that the cat was kind of in a way to stamp the sentiment, so I removed it. And I'm using the sentiment from Astronomical stamp set. So I had a hard time deciding which sentiment to use. So I decided to use the "You're the Best in the Universe." And I'm using Intense Black ink, Hero Arts Intense Black ink to stamp that. And I'm overstamping it several times with the MISTI to have nice black color. So I'm all done here. Next I'll adhere that cat, and I'll adhere my panel, watercolored panel, with some black fan foam onto black card base. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and please visit my blog at elenacrouse.com. See you soon. Bye!